going to chase him into the... We got a 4-man on the Nautilus. Nautilus is the word I'm looking for. While they're chasing down Nautilus, I'm actually going to look down here. Karthus is now popping his ult. Is he going to be able to take anybody out? Oh! 2 of them. Wow. 2 in a turret. Just so much went on there.
And they did finally get the Nautilus, but you know what? That was a plain distraction for the other 3 as they were chasing him. Oh, they're going to try and turn around on Parole. They're going to be able to take him down. They are. That's a huge turnaround as Toys is coming in. Now they're pulling on Zeke. Meanwhile, Singe is running everywhere he wants to. Tristana kills her.
Oh, there it is. The E coming out and picking it up.
Actually does get the kill on Zeke, so I'm actually watching. Is Martel going to stick around?
No, that Toys is gone.
Toys at this point.
Yes, absolutely. Martel taking quite a bit of damage now. Not gonna. It doesn't look like he's going. There he goes. He falls to TPA Stanley. Stanley able to pick it up. Woo! And Karthus picking it up. That was 4 kills for Karthus in that fight.
And Takashi laughs on top of it to go with it. He got almost everybody with that.
Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and rewind it here really quickly. I think I'm going to try to book it back about 19 minutes is when all this was down. No, just a little bit before that. We're going to go to 1845. This is when all the fights started going down here because I started watching it, and you see right here, Mistake moving out of the way so he doesn't get hit by the ult. Now, they all jump right over here onto Nautilus at this point because Shen is coming down with his ultimate, and I had moved to go and actually watch what fight was going to go on, and I want to see what the hell went on. Look at this. Nautilus taking out 3 of them out of the fight, while meanwhile, bottom lane is able to take out that turret and walk in and take out everybody else.
But credit Taipei because they actually came up with more than I expected. Toys was slowed in the middle, and Parole thought he had a free chance to just attack. Well, Toys just split on top of him and killed Ezreal in that case. And then
right here, actually, unfortunately, we're missing a team fight right now. As Little Balls was going over by Dragon, getting taken out. Too busy talking about the last team fight when Dragon's popping up, and we're missing the kill. TPA just not in this game now.
I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit to take a look.
Yes, I apologize, guys. There's too much going on. I didn't expect them all to come right back up there, so we're going to go ahead and jump back and watch that last team fight there that just went on over by Dragon. We got to go back a little bit further. There we go. 20 minutes for you. And this is right where we were looking at. We're probably going to have to actually go from this point because we were watching. They look like they were setting up for Dragon over here, and they decided to go on it. Little Balls, yes, absolutely, starting on the Dragon with that buff. However, the bottom lane of Kale and Ezreal, here comes the ult coming over. We see the teleport coming down onto that ward. Martel coming in right there, and this is where all went haywire for them.
That's exactly what happened. Okay. That makes sense now because I think they didn't want to give up another global objective being so far behind, but it's still going to happen. Now Singe says, hey, I'm going to taunt you. Yep. Singe is now taunting at the...
There we go.
At the point where he runs around the jungle wherever he wants to.
Yep. Well, the spectator mode of we're back on the live spectator mode of going back. There could be quite a bit of action you miss, and hopefully I got it all for you guys this time. Now we're back to the live game. Singe actually standing around the middle, pushing it out. Look at him, 165 farm at this point, on top of Ezreal's 170 farm.
And let me say. Toys on Mordekaiser has built up 190 farm, and he is the leader in that respect. So if he can continue doing it, he will be... We've seen Mordekaiser carry games before. It is possible for them to still make a comeback, even if they are 7,000 gold behind.
Yes, we see that over here, Kale actually has an Oracles because Nautilus had one before him, but Nautilus has died during that last encounter. But they've had pretty much a perma-Oracles here for the last, I want to say, 10 minutes.
They've definitely had the ward coverage everywhere they've needed it. You can see the wards spread out in their jungle beside red buff, both in the front and in the back.
Oh, over here, Mistake getting caught. Over here, now we see the Shen ult coming down to try to save him. An ultimate coming out. We see another ultimate from Karthus coming down. Nice big team fights breaking out. A flash out of the... Kale, now dropping to Bebe. Bebe will be able to pick up the kill. We see Karthus picking up a double kill out of that, however, and we do have a ghost of it. We have the Ezreal ghost, like we had talked about. They were able to blow him up and get the Ezreal ghost. Holy wow, Ezreal hurts!
Oh, I love when he gets to die later. That's great. The sound effects are even
Oh, Stanley over here getting caught by the dredge line.
The Battle of the Tanks. We're going to see what happens here. As Stanley is going to get called out. Now Toys is being run around by Martel. He's going to take a lot of damage, get flipped, and he's going to get caught out here. Takashi X, did he live? No, he does not, but they do take shot Shen as well. Nocturne now, Little Balls is going to get called out. This is unfortunate. This is where Nocturne is not able to play in the team fights as he had hoped, and now Singe just is wrecking all over the place. He is able to just dominate. He's crushed. He is at 170 CS plus a Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Plus he still has 2 gold per ton items and his Merc Treads. And what his mistakes went in the mid lane that far.
Yeah, this Singe has been doing work, dude. He's been running around, taking it to TPA. A fantastic pick. And Karthus sitting here at 12-4-6. And if we said it before, Karthus makes his own gold, and if he isn't doing it right now, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Absolutely, but I want to say is that this is one of Martel's best characters, is Singed. So letting him play his best character might be the best thing that Fortnite has done. They've had him play a couple other characters that he knows but wasn't great at, including Udi or top lane. He played a support Taric actually last game where they switched up their spots, but this really makes sense for him. I really like the fact that they just said, look, player Singed, we're going to go with it, and it's really working at this point.
Oh, very fantastic. Well, good pick there. So, any of you guys have been watching, want to know how to get rid of Shen, it looks like the Singe might be the best pick for you.
Yeah, no kidding. You just push him back to lane, and I got to give out to Tom a little bit of credit here, whereas TPA is one of those, they like to farm. They really like to farm and then make great plays during massive team fights, not one-on-ones or two-on-twos.
And they have been doing it very well. I mean, they've been doing it in the team fights. They are coming out at least, I mean, yes, they may get almost ace, but they're coming out with 3 kills every time.
Absolutely, and like I said, this Mordekaiser is going to be the difference here with Toys. If he's able to actually stick with it, his farm is continuing to grab, he's continuing to get items. The Abyssal Scepter is really a great, team item to have at this point, but now they're going to take items, and Fortnite's going to be able to move around, it looks like, where they want to at this point. No,
look it up here. He's just laughing at him. Just laughing at Shen. Flipping him around, just keeps spamming his laugh and walking. There it is again. Martel taunting
Stanley hard. Oh, man. The poor
really...
Taipei assassins. Well, welcome to America, where we decide to taunt you when you come over and play.
Yes, plenty of respect between the teams, but they're doing a good job over here. We see Mordekaiser at 212 farms, still the highest in the game. Bebe not too far behind with 173, so Taipei Assassin's doing a fantastic job of keeping the farm even at this point.
Yeah, and Mordekaiser does have 6 kills. Shen actually has 3, surprisingly. Singed with 3 as well, with 7 assists, but Singed just is doing everything he wants to do, and also has an Abyssal Scepter. So we're seeing the magic resist play out. If Lil Balls could just get himself back in this game and get some attack speed along with some damage, he can be the difference, because it looks like there's not a lot of armor built between the two teams. There is health, but it looks like it's more magic resist than anything else. So if he could get himself into it, that's going to be the difference in the game. It's absolutely what Taipei Assassins need to get back in here.
Right now, it seems like you see over here. If I'm gonna go ahead and pan over to it, Baron is quite a bit warded. Actually, the red team's ward is about to go out here. We still see red just spawning, so this is going to be the place to be. But over here we have the oracles on top of that. Kale doing some work. She's got 5 wards on her as well, so she'll be dropping wards down while she clears them. So this is definitely the point of contention at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is the biggest global objective. Even though Dragon is up right now, I think Baron is the more important thing, because if one team goes for Dragon, the other team might just jump onto Baron, and absolutely, there we go. Fortnite is actually going to start it. And let's see if Mistake throws the ward in there. Now they know they're starting it. Let's see if they bait it in or if they're going to actually complete it.
Yep, here we go. Baron very low at this point. There we go. That's a free kill. That's a free Baron for them. Little Ball's trying to jump in there. We see the ultimate coming down on Little Balls from Shen. The exhaust going down on Ezreal. Ezreal forcing a flash and the E to get the hell out of there. Shen not able to do anything. We see a Shirelli was popped. The ultimate coming out of Nunu. Not enough. Now the ultimate coming out of Karthus. Karthus isn't even dead and just popped an ultimate. Wow! Toys took so much damage on top of that ultimate and the burst out of Parole. Parole doing work. And there's the ultimate, like we said before, on to Karthus. And that is not an ace, but close to it.
Yeah, I might as well be for that point. I mean, they got Bebe running back with low health. They got Shen running back with low health. And Toys, who was their hope and dream, was completely focused by Fortnite there. He went right into the middle, tried to impose his will, and next thing you know, he was blown up so quickly. Both his shield and his life bar just went down so quick, and that just changed everything. Yep. That's the only thing that they can hope for, and Fortnite said, okay, we're not letting Mordekaiser change this game.
No, and Mordekaiser got blown up with that Karthus using his ult there, on top of all the burst damage that Ezreal had. He lost all his life. He lost 2,000 life in a matter of seconds.
Absolutely, it was so quick too. He ended up being ended up being focused just by everybody in that case. Even Kale jumped in. Ezreal wasn't. Ezreal couldn't be controlled in that fight, and Parole did a great job positioning himself in the sides where he wasn't the focus, and then it's like TPA didn't get a hold of him at all.
No, absolutely not. They forced Parole to use his Essence Flux, which is easy to get out there to look at Martel getting caught, but not caring. Let's see more. If you're more laughing. Oh, I didn't hear any laughing. There it is.
Yep. He's going to make sure he throws it in every chance he gets, and it's funny because he knew exactly because of the great ward coverage of where to throw his slow, and nobody's going to catch him. He doesn't care.
No, Singe is really an unstoppable force at this point with as much as he has built into that Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and he's got an Abyssal Scepter, which while he's in the middle of that pack is going to help Karthus shred even more. Karthus on top of his Wall of Pain. Karthus also has a Void Staff. And he's still got his 2 gold per 10.
Loaded with items at this point. Takashi has everything he could possibly want between the Zhonya's and the Rabadon's Death Cap. Once he builds his last item after he probably trades in his Heart of Gold, we'll see what it is. But that's a monstrous Karthus to deal with at this point, where his global ultimate and Requiem is doing so much damage to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to be stoppable. With ultimate here to clear the creeps out, they're just going to go ahead and poke down this tower. Using that W on top of everybody else to increase their attack speed, he's able to chunk this tower as quickly as possible. Singe in the middle of the pack doesn't care, getting feared, still has plenty of life. Now the turret's down, Little Ball's getting flipped, unfortunately not putting up his shield right away. We see the ultimate coming down on top of Mordekaiser. Now the ultimate coming down onto Karthus. Now Karthus is going to pop his ult. Ult's just coming out of here. Toys is going to get blown up thanks to it. Bebe took over half his life in 1R. That is unfortunate for TPA right now. That fight totally went the way they did not want it to go.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, the Kale ultimate potentially on Karthus, and that made the difference as Little Balls tried to dive onto Karthus and take him out as quickly as possible, and then the ultimate made all the difference. He was able to then cast Requiem. End of story. That changed the fight altogether, and they did not lose anybody. One Bad Brad got low because he was tanking the tower for the most part, but then they took care of everything else. Actually, ooh, baby, just missed taking out One Bad Brad at the end there while he was backing.
So at this point right now, all that Taipei Assassins can really hope to do is farm, and they're going to have to sit in their base to do it. We've still got a number of minutes left before Baron's even, we've got at least a minute left before Baron's off of everybody on Fortnite's side, not to mention before it comes up, about 2 minutes after the buff wears out, it comes up. And TPA just needs to farm and really hope for a good team fight, but Fortnite's had excellent positioning this entire time, and we saw it with that Ezreal. You can't catch him. Ezreal is too mobile for this team.
Absolutely, and it's exactly, we said that Little Balls was the one that's going to have to go and get him to zone him out. They haven't been able to do it. Even Shen hasn't been able to get into a taunt. They've been, we said that there's a lack of CC, but you know what? Nautilus brings almost all the CC you could ask for to pin down anybody that they particularly want. In this case, it's probably going to be Toys from now on. The one thing I will say is that Singe has now built a Frozen Heart, which is, I guess, to nullify anything that Bebe might do, because Bebe is able to put out a little bit of damage here, and while they're going to poke at this target again, and Toys is just taking massive damage, but there is the ultimate again.
From the Karthus getting saved there early and able to stand there with Defile to do extra damage. Now we see Stanley taking a pretty big grunt of it, that beautiful Dredge Line coming out, now the ultimate saving him thanks to Nunu and that E out of Singe flipping back the Little Balls. Little Balls going to get blown up at this point under this tower, and that Singe, this is what happens. You see it a lot of times in solo queue, and it's definitely happening here. They blew through that Shen shield like it was a hot knife through butter.
Wow, Singe is just doing work. This is absolutely sick, and it's again the Kale ultimate on top of the Karthus ultimate just makes all the difference in the world. They want to destroy Karthus early to take him out. They can't do it because they know the target is there. They're not even bothering with Parole, who probably would get the ultimate instead to save him, and this is going to be the end of the game here.
Yeah, this is absolutely the end of the game. So good game there. Taipei Assassins now going 0-2 against their American counterparts.
And it's not, let's just say, they still have tough games left. They still have to go against both CLG NA and CLG B, and they're looking at 0-2 at this point. Now, it doesn't mean they can't come back and win 3 games, but they still got tough games to go, and they've already lost to Fornot and NTW, who have both looked very good today.
Absolutely. Fornot, MTW have looked fantastic while this, and TPA not looking that strong right now. I know a lot of people, so myself included, have said I really thought TPA was going to start running through people, but they're not able to get Alistar, which I've seen is pretty much their staple when it comes to this. Alistar, maybe even Twisted Fate, and we'll just have to see what they decide to do. They looked better in this game than their first